John,
Pat.
you thought this was going to be a podcast today, but this
Uh,
is in fact an intervention.
oh no. What have I got
we
myself
we
into?
we need to talk about your gambling issue.
That sounds like a great video title. Just have me and you in the thumbnail, just like John. You need to bring up that picture that Avery tweeted out. You need to
Oh my
show that on
god,
on
man.
the podcast right here, right now.
Okay, so for people that don't know, this was kind of I blame Treyarch and I blame myself for this. Basically, John, we're gonna do the podcast at I think it was like 6 Eastern, like a reasonable time,
Yeah.
and then John wanted to get the Galil in from the box. From the supply drops, the Galil drop today. He's like, "Yo, I want a Galil," because I mean, who doesn't want a Galil, right?
It's a freaking Galil.
Exactly. And how long did it take you? Like 2.5 hours?
Yeah, 2.5 hours. It's the fact that there's 3 new items. I sound like I'm like trying to advertise this. There's a new camo and there's the ballistic knives and the Galil. And we got both within like an hour. So I was like, okay, this is pretty easy. And normally my luck's pretty good. But yeah, that Galil was terrible. And then I feel bad because people started donating a lot, going like, hey John, why don't you buy some more with this? And I'm like, it's not the point. Like, it's getting too crazy. Can't spend anymore.
Dude, I think that's a sign of Treyarch.
Yes.
Treyarch sucking. More like, you know what I mean? The fact that it took that long just to get new guns when it's not even in the season of Black Ops 3,
I know.
right?
It's
And
ridiculous.
people are still like, you were saying Glitching Queen dropped about $280 just to try and get it.
Yeah, and on literally her last supply drop, she got it.
Wow.
Now, that is lucky and unlucky at the same time.
You know what's weird about that is you were basically on your last legs for it too.
I was like, right, once we get through these crypto keys, there's no way I'm spending any more money on this game. This is already ridiculous. It's not happening. And then we just got it.
Man, I've never even watched someone do a opening before, and I was just rooting for. I was like, yes, Dalek, you got this. Come on, you can do it. And then I left. I left for an hour to go record another video actually, and you're still on it. I was like, oh my
Uh-huh.
god, this poor man.
There was some comments as well just saying like, Jesus Christ, you're still buying these? I left like an hour ago, and it's like, yeah, that just goes to show you how ridiculous. But in a way, it is ridiculous, but it's kind of a good thing. So if people want to get this stuff, but they want to see what it's like to get it before dropping that amount of money, seeing if it's actually worth it or not, then I guess in a way that's where these supply drop openings are kind of a beneficial thing. But it's
Right.
not something I'd normally ever do. Like I was honestly just like, you know what? I freaking love the Galil. I love the ballistic knife. I want to try go for this, and I would genuinely have gone for it anyway if I wasn't streaming. Probably not spend as much as I did. I would have stopped a lot earlier. But I like mentioned in the stream, I genuinely love Black Ops 3's multiplayer, and if they keep adding new guns, then I'm gonna keep going for them.
Yeah, I think that's something a lot of people don't know about you is that not obviously everyone knows you're into zombies, but dude, I didn't realize how many guns you've gotten from the
Yeah,
black market. You
I
I
know.
mean, now do you have them all?
I think yes, like there was a few I was missing at the start, and we kept getting like duplicates and then things that I needed but didn't necessarily care about getting. So I pretty much have every single gun they've ever released. Like that includes every melee, every special, everything.
Wow.
That's pretty ridiculous to even comprehend.
Yeah, I think I have the FFAR and a random sniper, and that's it. And
Okay, okay.
and watching you get that once you actually went into a game, I was sitting there thinking,
I
man,
know.
I kind of want that Galil of all the
That's the
guns,
thing, man. Like
right?
I see people playing with these new guns, and it's like, yeah, you don't care too much about it, but like then you see them using it, you're like, I want that, and then you
Yeah.
feel like you have to try.
See, this is the thing, and I mean, with Activision, it's such a weird thing, but it's like that was such good promotion for the Galil to hit.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
guarantee you, at least a few people saw your stream and they said, "Man, maybe I'll
Oh
try
man,
my
yeah,
luck on the Galil," right?
definitely, yeah.
So I mean, just to see that, it, I don't know, man. It's a weird situation with Activision, and
It is weird,
so
isn't
many
it?
people, so many people. I remember, like, do you remember back when the black market blackout was a thing?
Yeah, I
People just
remember
said
this.
you're throwing in all this stuff, and you're making us basically gamble for in virtual fake things.
Yeah, like I
And
agree. That is the case.
yeah, and I feel like there should be a way to buy it because if
I
you just
definitely
want
think so.
this, yeah, if you just want this specific gun, why should you have to pay hundreds of dollars to get it or
Exactly.
spend days and days to get crypto keys, right? It's just, I don't know. I don't like that model.
I
And
don't like it either. I like what they've done in MWR where you can buy supply drops and whatever you get out of them, no, most of the time you get like what they call like their version of crypto keys. You get a ton of those for every one you open. And if it's duplicate, you get a shed load. And you can just buy the parts to make the gun. So essentially you could either get it out of a supply drop or you could pay $30 to $40, which is still a little bit, but then you can unlock what they call the parts to get every single part of the gun, and then you can use it. So I think that's a much fairer way to do it. I still think they've got some way to go in terms of learning like a perfect method for this, because Black Ops 3 is like probably one of the most extreme because it really is gambling. It's like luck. Like it's tough. If you don't get it, tough. All your money's gone. With Modern Warfare, it's like you can try get these guns, or these like parts that you're getting, all this like currency you can just buy individually to unlock the gun. Maybe they should let you buy guns with crypto keys.
right, so
Maybe.
okay, so I haven't been on Modern Warfare Remastered since it basically launched. How does
Okay.
that work? So you just
It
buy
sounded
parts to the
confusing.
gun? Yeah.
So yeah, so like they have like a camo, they have like a calling card, they have like an attachment, and it's like base parts that end up making the gun. It doesn't really make sense in like real terms. Like you can't just buy a camo and then suddenly you have a gun in your hands. But it's like they have something for like 200 and 500 and 1,000, and I think the most is like maybe 2,000. Equally, it adds up to about 5,000 of this in-game currency, whatever it is. And then once you have all that, it automatically like there's like a sort of keyhole unlocks, boom, you get the gun.
Okay. See, that makes sense that you have the option, right?
Yeah.
Because I think people should be able to gamble for it if they want, right?
Hmm.
Because I just want to take a risk, and I'm sure there's people out there that have gotten a free weapon on their first hit before. Someone today probably hit one supply drop and got the Galil, right?
Yeah, I've saw people in my chat saying they did, and it's just
Yeah.
like you see like that, and you see what I had to go through.
And
It's
that's the thing.
ridiculous.
Like, if you want it, you should be able to just buy it. And
Exactly.
I felt back during Black Ops 3, that was the same thing with gobblegums. Is like when they would introduce new gobblegums, I didn't want to have to spend a couple $100 just to
Hmm.
get a good amount of gobblegums built up when I
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
have I have like 36 perkaholics. I don't need any more of that. I just need
You want the new
right?
stuff.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just want the new stuff, but as they keep adding it in and in, it's a killer.
it is.
You bought a lot of gobblegums, did you?
Yeah, I've bought a ton in my time. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I feel like in my mind I think like I'm the only person that has a I guess what I mean is I think like having a whole bunch of gobblegums is normal. But
Yeah,
then I
of
think
course. Yeah.
realistically it's only the bigger YouTubers that do it. I feel
I
like
would I would agree on that. Yeah. There's
yeah.
only like yeah, because again, just like with the supply drops, it's like not everyone just has that much money to just throw away on some virtual gumballs which they eat in a zombies mode to give them some effects that last for like a single game.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
when I mean
definitely
when it's
agree.
your job or whatever, right? Then it makes sense because even for gameplay, if I get a double points in an immolation and I need to get gameplay with a certain gun from the box, that
Exactly.
kind
That
of
helps
stuff,
out.
I loved gobblegum. So I didn't feel bad about buying so many, but yeah, there weren't really a lot of people that I feel like did openings for them. I know Lex did, I know Noah did, I did.
I did
Um,
when they first came out,
yeah.
and that was when you literally saved up liquid divinium to get an
Oh
amount and then open
man.
them on a video. And then they added COD points, and I was like, right, I'm gonna open 75, which is like pretty much probably the standard normal amount you'd buy. I was like, I'm gonna open, see how much I get, and just show you how much you can get with real money. And people hated it. They were like, "How dare you? How dare you support Activision and their dirty microtransactions? This is absolutely disgusting, Dalek. We don't want to see this ever again." So I was like, "Okay then." I
Dude,
mean,
when yeah, back before you couldn't buy them, me and Lex would grind the giant, and basically you could
so would
only
I.
get 2 a game.
Yeah,
So
that was so dumb.
you would just like we'd get the Bowie knife and just get as many points as we can, and just we'd get to about around 17, I think, roughly to get 2, roughly like 14
Yeah,
to 18 maybe,
yeah.
and you get your second one, restart,
Start,
and
quit.
just
Yeah,
over and over and over.
that's
And
exactly what I did.
yeah, and I mean one game would take you 30 minutes if you were quick, so it wasn't a quick process. I
It
just I
wasn't
didn't
as a grind.
understand. Yeah, I didn't understand why they made it you could only get 2 a game. Like you can make it to 100 and get 2
And only get
liquid
2.
Viridium.
Yeah, that's dumb. I'm glad they changed. They finally realized, like, guys, we've only given them 2 liquid divinium for getting to like round 200. This is dumb. Yeah, they needed to change that, and I'm
Yo,
glad that they finally did.
Pizza made a good point. He says Gobblegums ripped my bank account with myth busting.
Ooh,
The
that's a
amount
yeah,
the amount
yeah.
of killing times that man has used in his videos.
I know, but here's the thing as well. Like it's like you're playing devil's advocate. It's like, well, you could have decided not to, but it would have taken so much longer to do that a shortcut is to just pay for it.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of can't win. You just have to sort of accept the way it is, which is
This is
exactly what I say about Black Ops 3 supply drops. It's like it's not going to change, it's not going anywhere. So you just have to kind of accept it for how they've set it up.
It would have been interesting if they had a marketplace for these things where you can actually sell your stuff to other people. And
See, this is something that I really like the idea of, but there's one thing that if like Activision would say they'd never do it because it create a black market where people would sell weapons on like eBay or something, just like CS:GO has their weapons and skins. It'd be like a sort of black market, and they wouldn't like that, and it'd harm their sales of people actually buying the stuff.
yeah, that's true because I
So
guess
that's yeah.
the whole CS:GO Lotto scandal seemed to, I mean, it put an end to the skins and all that gambling and stuff, but
Hmm.
I feel like it put a bad light
Omen.
on
Yeah.
like casual CS:GO.
Yeah, because there's some people that would probably spend like maybe $10 or something. They wouldn't spend too much, and then they're all obviously they can't do that anymore, as well as the people that would drop thousands,
Yeah,
which I never understood.
yeah, but I don't know. It was. I guess I can see why they could never do that, but I just wish I didn't have to buy so many of it. And the
Yeah,
fact that they introduced the Newton's cookbook like way too late,
they should have
but
done that like DLC 2, I
yeah.
reckon.
It was, I mean, it would have been perfect. Yeah, DLC 2. Dude, the perfect time to announce it would have been that huge gap between
2 and 3.
yeah, it was 2 and
Yeah,
3 where I remember it was 3 weeks back to back to back. People just saying, "Okay, is this going to be the Tuesday?" You
I
know?
know, right? Yeah, is this gonna happen? No. Is this gonna happen? No. And then it's just like we got a picture of the power switch with Sophia, which at the time we didn't realize was Sophia. And that's quite entertaining. If you go back and watch videos of what people say about that image, no one would have ever have guessed that would have been Sophia as a robot. But
Dang.
yeah, that was like Setsubo was mid-April. We got Gorod Cove at the start of July. That's a good 2.5 months.
Yeah, and
And yeah, that was too long.
the problem was there was nothing. They
Yeah,
just went
literally
cold
nothing.
on the zombie updates. Maybe a few patches here and there. Well, a couple patches for Zetsubo, but you know.
It needed it.
Yeah, exactly. But for the most part, it was just nothing. It was just completely dead, and people saying, "Okay, are we going to get something new?" And that would have been a good opportunity. I mean, in your stream, I remember you were saying, I think towards the start of it, how in Zetsubo, a lot of people like that map because you could get the marshals on the HD40. But with
Yep.
all the other boxes, they didn't really update it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, IW Zombies. Well, in IW they released 2 new weapons recently in multiplayer. I couldn't really care less, but they added them to the Zombies wheel for free. Like you don't have to do anything. They're just going to appear in the game. And I don't understand why Treyarch could not add more guns to the box. Maybe do like some sort of seasonal events where certain guns are in the box for a certain time. Because I'm like Modern Warfare's having the St. Patrick's Day stuff, and so is IW. And I don't understand why Black Ops 3 didn't have these seasonal events as well. It could have made zombies so much better.
Yeah, that's something me and Lex were talking about on last one, and I know people don't want to hear about Overwatch because it's just been talked to death.
But
But
it is a good example
yeah,
on how they
do
do seasonal
updates
stuff.
for everything. And Black Ops 3, man, we didn't get anything. We could have got a new game mode, and maybe a grief thrown in there, a turned or
Exactly.
something, just to keep the hype for the community. Because when you have nothing for 2 months, I feel like a lot of people fell off, and
Oh,
summer came
without
back,
doubt.
and yeah, everyone popped back, but it just it kind of like stalled that hype train of the going into the summer and the build up to Revelations, right? So
Exactly, yeah. It needed something, and maybe that's something which I hope they've realized, and that they change for their next game.
yeah, but
But
you
they
know
need
what the
to
thing is?
realize.
Oh,
Go
go ahead.
go go on.
Oh,
Now
I
you
was
go.
just okay. I was just gonna say, the thing is, we have mods now, so
Yes.
you can do like these Black Ops 2 gun mods, these Black Ops 1 gun mods.
Yeah, that's true. That's very
Yeah,
true.
yeah. What were you gonna say?
Uh,
If you even remember, that's the problem with Skype is there's like a second of delay, so
yeah.
you'll
I
sometimes
I
cut each
I,
other off.
I kind of forgot, but it's fine because I've just thought of something else. They
Okay.
done one seasonal update in the whole of the zombie season, and that was the Valentine's Day. All it was the blood was changed, but that was still cool. They could have so easily added that. Like you see on custom maps, we've got like the giant Christmas edition. They could have easily just added some tinsel around the giant. Like it sounds like it's a lot of work because it's technically a brand new map that they have to add. But if Modern Warfare Remastered can add like a new version of Downpour, why can't they add a new version of some sort of map into Black Ops 3?
Yeah. Okay.
Just for
Well,
like a seasonal up.
a better argument is if 2007 Infinity Ward can make a
Yeah.
Christmas crash, it has to be able to happen in
There you go,
2016
exactly.
when we're paying for supply drops and funding all this. I saw a really funny chat comment in your chat. Actually, it was like all this money Dalek is sending to Activision better give us DLC 5.
I saw a lot of people saying that, and I was like, that should happen. Some people are like, we'll probably find it in a supply drop. And I'm like, there's more chance I'll find that in a supply drop than this Galil. At this rate, it was so dumb.
Could you imagine if there was deals like zombie maps and supply drops? That
I
would
would
be
revolt.
the lowest level.
I would throw myself out the window, Liam for the Winter style. That is not happening.
Because there would be one YouTuber that gets it early, right? That
Exactly.
everyone starts to stream and they're all just hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. And I guarantee you it'd probably be like Noah or someone would get it
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Or it's just some like really small like random person. But like probably Noah because it's Noah. He would get it first.
Yeah.
He would
Yeah.
snake his way and no one else would get it and just like for a day like just hitting supply drops. It's like I've spent $2,000 trying to get this map.
And I can't get it. I think that the thing is, if they'd done that, we would have no option but to go full John Addict mode. And then some.
I don't know, man. I might revolt. See,
I
this
think
the thing.
there would be a time where I would revolt, and then I would try again the next day.
Yeah, exactly. I would try to
Yeah.
get it early, and if I was the first YouTuber to get it, be like, "No, guys, it's fine." But other than that, yeah, I would revolt. Are you a believer in DLC 5? That's how people pose the question. It's like,
I know.
you
Are you a
John?
believer? A believer? See, it's interesting because, like, at points I was, but if we look in the grand scheme of things, this was supposed to happen for Black Ops 2. Never happened. Supposed to be for Black Ops 1. It never happened. It just seems like it's a meme more than an actual like fact it's gonna happen or there's chance of it happening. I like after watching Milo's video the other day, it kind of made me think a little bit differently about the fact of if it could happen because he brings up a very good point of that if they are then it's going to really dampen the quality of their next game because their game's got a long time before it appears, but they're probably already hard at work smashing out whatever the hell we're going to be getting next. And if they have to take time out from making that to produce something for an older game, it's probably, it's going to dampen it down quite substantially.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm.
That maybe
And the giant is not just a simple Derice port either. Like it is
Right.
completely recreated. The lighting's just nuts. The effects, everything's been completely rebuilt. It's not like they just dragged it, slotted it in the engine. It's like, right, let's put some fancy lights and weather, and we'll send that out.
Right. I feel like the Black Ops 1 remaster wasn't much of a change.
Yeah,
But
it
Black
wasn't
Ops, yeah,
wasn't at all.
Black Ops 3 feels like a completely different map.
Yeah, it just
And
feels like a completely new experience.
yeah. And that's actually an interesting point. I mean, you've been with the zombies community since the old days of
Yeah,
World at War, man. You're like the
I'm
OG.
an OG. I'm like the like Pizza says, I'm the granddaddy of zombies.
You really are, man. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess you've been there for every
Mm,
DLC. Well, World at War, it was DLC 4. I don't know if you remember that, but the radio
yeah.
on Derice, that was like the big Easter egg. Guys,
Uh-huh.
we found a radio down in this area, and Richtofen mentioned Area 1 or Area
Area
51.
51.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap, this is the next map. This is happening. And then it's like, no,
Yeah. So, I mean,
no.
I guess, are you used to this at this point of just the.
Kind of, yeah. Like it's always the same cycle. But I just think the way Black Ops 3 Zombies went, it just blew up to such a monumental scale. I think more than any of us could have expected. That now that it's over, it's like exactly the same with Black Ops 2 Zombies. Like people were like, this Origins ending's ridiculous. It's a child's game. This is ridiculous. We need a fifth DLC, and a lot of people thought there was going to be, and there never was. It did quieten down after a while, but it took a little while, and it seems it's exactly the same here. But since there's more people this time than there was last time, there's just more voices calling out for this to happen than there was last time.
Yeah, that's a good point, too, is people don't remember how hated Origins was
Yeah,
at the
people
start.
absolutely despised it.
I hated it, man. I made like a rant video just saying why it was stupid and it's a
I
cop
want to
out
watch
and
this
all this
after
stuff.
this.
Yeah, man, it was bad. And actually, I had Milo on probably the 10th podcast I think I've ever done. Like first
Holy,
20. This was
holy
two
crap.
and a half years ago. Yeah. And he converted me into liking Origins. He basically said, "This is why it's good, is because now with Black Ops 3, they can go wherever they want and do
Hmm.
whatever thing." And that was a really good point. But even going back to Origins and finishing that Easter egg, it's fine because it does tie into the end of Black Ops 3. But I just think, man, like this doesn't. If you really think of the significance of Samantha in Black Ops 3, the way this Easter egg ended, it's like, okay, there's this girl, but whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Like
So,
it's weird looking at now we know the full story and you see the end of Origins and then how that transforms into what happens in Revelations. It's a little underwhelming. Like it felt like they had a great setup because we had no idea what was going on. We get the giant and we get Shadows of Evil, and then we start to like see these characters dying and we're like, wow, this is like emotional stuff. We've been through such a journey with these characters and now we're killing them. And then it's like this big emphasis in DLC 3 that these souls are children. We're saving their eternal souls of our original thought. It's like, oh my God, this is crazy. What are they going to do with the children? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. How? How could the whole thing be about bringing these guys, their souls become children, and then nothing happening because of it? Like, I'm pretty sure the children are either they're dead or they are just stuck in the like remnants of the house because of that not origin, Revelations trailer.
the truth is, man, is who cares about the children,
That's
right?
the thing. Yeah, we didn't care enough. They didn't tell us enough about them to care.
There was no importance about them. I mean, yeah, they're the souls of Dempsey 1.0 and Taki 1.0, all the 1.0s, Samantha, whatever, but
Mm.
all right, they've been
And
saved. Yeah,
that's cool.
great, great. And I feel like the whole premise ending was kind of cool in a way because,
Hmm.
yeah,
You didn't expect it. I'd say that.
yeah, and now they get to be legends forever and stuff. But I don't know. I didn't feel like premise was that exciting either.
But the thing is, what Jason's good at is when he explains stuff, we lap it up like tramps on chips. We love it. We're like, we absolutely love this. But when we don't really know anything, it like when we don't know enough to care, that's where there's a little bit of an issue.
Right. And yeah, he is good at giving the information and making it exciting. But yeah, that is a very good point.
Like, I want to make a video talking about how, regardless of how disappointing Revelations was, uh, the season was such a success because for once we, like, not just the hardcore, but everyone, they cared about the story for once. Like, we loved these characters so much. Like, we warmed to them. We learned about every parts of them, revisiting like the dark demons in their 1.0 selves. Like, that was a really good played out story, but it's the fact that we were left with what we had in the end.
Yeah, isn't that unfortunate how you can have this entire build up from November 6th, the day it launched, all the way through to August, or I guess it
With
was September.
September, middle of
Yeah.
September, yeah.
Yeah. And everything was so exciting, and we were moving forward to this ultimate goal and the
hmm
hype, man. And then we finally figured it out, and that, like, that one point in the whole epicness of it put such a damper on it for the community.
I
That's what
know.
I find just to be
Yeah,
kind of unfortunate.
that's such a good point because, like I said, like Der Eisendrache was incredible. Zetsubo wasn't great, but the actual ending of that Easter egg was probably one of the most like heartfelt and emotional of all of them. I feel like the Nikolai ending could have had a bit more interaction with each other. It was a bit just sort of quick and then boom, dead. But the shocker of the to be continued, that's something we've never seen in zombies. And then yeah, as like you said, it just ends on such a damp note.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that to be continued is
What's that?
everyone said to be continued, and it was to be concluded.
Oh yeah, to
There
be
was
concluded.
I feel like there was someone that actually made a video about that. He took every YouTuber that messed it up,
Oh
myself
no.
included. Yeah, and it was just
Oh no.
to be continued, and it was But in the hype of it, you're just thinking, okay, to be continued because that's what it always says.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I like that they did that. That they actually gave you a look into the next one.
Yeah, I like
Um,
that.
and I honestly, man, Zetsubo had its flaws, but
Definitely.
in ways it was a good map. I That's one of my favorite maps to go for a high round on.
Yeah.
Once I'm actually past the whole setup process, that was
Yeah,
what
yeah,
was
yeah.
unfortunate about it. I mean, like doing that by yourself is just a big hassle. But
It's horrible.
yeah, but training on that map is actually a pretty good experience because it just, to me, it felt like old school zombies of just training and running and grinding. Whereas the
Yeah,
other
I'd agree.
maps, like Der Eisendrache, for example, you got to deal with the Panzer and all this different stuff. But Zetsubo is just you're running in an area, you're going up in the rounds, and you get a spider round. It's kind of like your dog round. It was just really basic. I like that aspect of it, and of course the ending was good, man. That
Was
one,
amazing.
I think that one gave me the most chills of them all.
Of course, it was the longest, I think, by a
Was it?
mile. And it
Yeah.
was actual like since Dempsey was pretty much asleep, we never had any interaction where they spoke, but it was Takeo speaking to Takeo and then he happened to kill himself. Like that was proper emotional. I'd
And
say like Zetsubo is an interesting map. Like the more I play it, I'm like revisiting it now after like the whole season, the more I actually enjoy it. I think the Easter egg was a bit lackluster in terms of steps. I wouldn't say it's easy because there are some parts which are just not easy, but just downright annoying because it's luck based. Growing a freaking plant. Like I think they really done good by introducing so many new things in Zetsubo, like the plants where you can get like infinite perks, which is great gameplay wise. There's just so much that they added, but it's just a shame that I don't know, it kind of didn't fulfill everything that it looked like it was going to. Like the atmosphere is absolutely top notch, like incredible. The sound design, amazing. But it's just, I just feel like it's just got something missing, but I can't quite
right,
put my finger on it.
right. And it was a full map, man. You have the spider boss fight.
That was
Just
cool.
just
That was
casual. It's
amazing.
not the ending or anything. It's just, hey, you want to fight a giant spider? Go
Do
through
you want to
this
get, do
tunnel.
you want to get access to a free perk? Boom, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. There were some really good ideas, but at the end of the day, all the Easter egg is finding cogs. That's step one and the only step. Step
So
one and the
dumb.
final step, right? And
Yeah.
you shoot down a plane, but it's just to get this cog. Like even if they had said something maybe along the lines of, okay, you got the cogs in now, now you need a generator or something. You got to give electricity to the generator or something like that. Maybe
Just something more. Yeah.
yeah. And the biggest problem I feel with zombies now is the map is in the forefront and everyone is so excited about it, mainly when the Easter egg is going on. And when that gets solved in less than a day, it just kind of killed the hype. Whereas
Yeah.
Revelations was like a week or two.
It was amazing.
I know. I wish every DLC was like that. The whole community, we were all working together, and it wasn't
I
just
know.
this. Oh, one person had figured it out, and then they got, they were in the right game at the right time. Their game didn't crash, or they were the first person to get it.
Yeah, it was all like someone figured out this bit, then everyone goes and does that, and then they get stuck, and someone else finds the next bit, blah blah blah. And that I really liked that. I
Yeah.
liked how the fact that because it was the last map as well, it wasn't just done that quick. Like the fact that it got longed out made it better, I think. Like,
Yeah.
and as a map to play, I mean, Revelations is okay, but I would just say that. I wouldn't say it's anything better than okay because I personally would have liked them to have more new map than bring back the old. Like as much as it's amazing having parts of the old maps in, it's like I'd rather have just them made new stuff. Like I expected the last map to be some ridiculously epic map where you literally fight in premise or some sort of like hell situation where you are in the great battle, and we kind of didn't get that. We only had the
Yeah.
spawn room and the boss fight area. That's the only new areas in that map.
Yeah, I like the idea of them adding in old maps.
Yeah.
And it actually, they did a really good job of making Noct the central point and linking
Oh
through.
yeah.
And, it was the best they could have done with that idea.
Yeah.
But the problem is that idea, it was good on paper, it didn't work in practice.
Yeah.
I respect them for going with that idea because I even made a video in I think DLC 1 saying they should make a map where they just combine all the maps together.
I'm sure everyone's wished that for the longest time.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, if you go back to my first playthrough, and I think everyone's first playthrough, it is so exciting.
Oh
Everyone
yeah.
is, oh my god, this is Mob of the Dead. You just hear that round end, and oh my god, now we're here, and whoa, knocked. It's so cool, and there's so much nostalgia,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
After the nostalgia wears off, it's like it's just running through areas. It's not too exciting, is it?
No, and man, my problem right now, I feel like with Black Ops 3 is I want to I'm trying to stream challenges and that kind of stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I I like to do the Easter egg, but I don't like doing Zetsubo, okay? Because
Hell no.
it's just so boring.
I can agree. I don't like to do that.
The Revelations is I don't know. I know how
Mm.
to do it. I've
Yeah.
never beaten it by myself. Just I don't know why.
Never.
No, I've
Wow.
never tried it on my own. I've
That's
never even
like me
tried
with
it.
Origins. I've never beaten Origins
Oh.
solo. I know how many times you've been. I know you can pretty much do it every time. Watching you
Uh,
speed run it is honestly, and all the other people that have managed to get like world record speed runs over the last like month or so, it's honestly made me want to try and grind that map so hard.
well, you're giving me much too credit because I would say about 1 in 5, maybe I can get it.
Oh, okay.
But I just edit that out and
Uh-huh.
only upload the good stuff. But yeah, man, I've never been into zombie speedrunning at all, and I watched Starburst.
Yeah.
He got the hour 52-second world record for Origins solo,
It's just
and I
ridiculous.
watched that, man. I said I want to do this because Origins was probably the map I knew the best to begin with, just because between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, it
You
was the
just
map
played.
that it was the map
Yeah.
everyone wanted to watch. So I was doing it every couple of weeks, right? And
Mhm.
I just got really good and familiar with that map. So I said, you know what? I could probably figure this out. And man, I got honestly 2 weeks ago, I think I did a run and I got an hour 39, which is like ninth best in the world, I think.
Not bad
Um,
at all.
it's not bad at all. But I realized, man, I got so lucky on this. I could easily, if I had a good run, do like an hour 29, maybe an hour 20. But the thing is that takes so much time because you have
Yeah.
to get snow on round 4. And there's like a 50-50, maybe even 40-60 shot in that. So
Uh-huh.
right there and then, that's an issue and you got to restart. and if you need to get so the robot on the spawn side
Hmm.
always comes through first,
Right,
but
yeah.
you need it to come through second as well to save time. Like
Oh,
there's little things like that, right?
right.
And sometimes on round four, ice thing won't even appear,
Appear, yeah, when you
right?
dig for it.
So there's all kinds of little things like that where it's really luck based. And when you
Hmm.
get the good luck, you get Thor coming on at the right time and all that kind of stuff. It's so satisfying, man.
Oh, of course it is, yeah.
Yeah. But it is, I think, honestly, I think that's one of the best Easter eggs because it's kind of like Zetsubo in a way, how it's very tedious, but it's
It doesn't
rewarding.
feel as tedious. I
Yeah.
guess because it gives you more powerful things to use. Like you have these staffs which are pretty cool and pretty powerful as they are. Then you upgrade them. They're the most overpowered things you could ever have in the world. Then you get these grenades which basically save your life, like a monkey bomb but extended. And then you got the punch as well, which you can upgrade, and then that's super powerful as well. So
Yeah.
it rewards you for playing and going through all of that like strenuous stuff. While with Zetsubo, you get a pretty mediocre wonder weapon. You pack a punch it, and it's not bad, but you don't really use it too much. I mean, you can go to high rounds with it, but it's not that fun to use.
It's basically just a reskinned Sliquify.
Sliquify, that's exactly what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I saw someone like doing a high round in the room next to the elevator where you put the cogs in. They just stood there. The zombies come through, just shoot with the upgraded KT4. Just watch him slip and slide for a bit and die, and then he just repeats. That doesn't
Wow.
sound too fun to me.
That I didn't know that works. But that
Apparently, it's
sounds
like
right
the
like
fastest strat.
huh. That sounds like Dire Eyes though, doesn't it? That the
It
old
does.
Dire
That
Eyes
old
glitch.
glitch. Oh my God. Where you just stand by that window and they just come in right by the Galvanuckles, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Dude,
I
yeah, like
will
you've
admit, I done that in my time.
I tried it and I just said, "Oh, this is dumb." I think I got to like 40 or 50 and gave up. But I
Yeah.
was gonna say, you've been with the zombies community so long, and
Hmm.
I even remember when I started making videos in Black Ops 2, and it's weird because now some people will say like, "Oh, I've been with the zombies community for a while." I think, man, I remember like you and Noah and like Matt or Sports Hawk. I remember
Uh-huh.
you guys in Black Ops 2. Like, what was it like, kind of seeing the whole growth of zombies, and then like Black Ops 3 rolls around, and it's
Mm.
just like nothing we've ever seen before.
It's really strange because at the time of Black Ops 2, like I remember just before it came out, I had I hit 100K. I remember I uploaded a video. I titled it 100K subscribers, Holy Batman. Just like I don't even know why I called it that, but um, honestly, like I thought 100,000 subs was huge for zombies at that point. But like you saw at the time, people like Syndicate, he was still gigantic at the time. Like he was a huge inspiration for me, even becoming a zombies channel. Um, but it's weird thinking back because I don't. It's so long ago, it's hard to remember. But uh, it's like as time's gone on, I remember Origins. That was the hypest I think I can remember it ever being. And I remember I was in Germany for Gamescom, and there was some sort of DLC multiplayer live stream by MLG, and they were showing off the Origins intro cutscene. And I'm sat in this like on my laptop in this Airbnb, just waiting to cover it, and like all the little letters from the field and stuff. That was so cool, but it's so hard to think back then because you sort of grow an expectation of how people will accept content and how many views you'll get. And then you just like I expected Black Ops 3 to be great, but I didn't expect it to be as great as it was. Like it's just
Right.
unbelievable. Like some people will go so far as to say the hype was so much on Black Ops 3 that when the next game rolls around, they doubt the hype will be there, basically. They think that it's reached its peak for zombies and it won't ever get to that level or higher. But I have a weird feeling that it might.
Man, I
I
don't
want it
know.
to.
And that's kind of the cool thing with being a zombies YouTuber is it's kind of like you get reward for your dedication in a way. And
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely have got that and earned that because you. I remember, I know you went through that peak of between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 where you do like
Yeah.
customs and all this random stuff.
I'm
And
so shocked at how well my channel was during that because like I've spoken to people I've met IRL that are also YouTubers, and they're like, "How the heck did you survive between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3?" And it's like, well, I like there was so many people doing customs at the time that I was surprised they were still like doing as well as they were. And I mean, Ghost's Extinction didn't honestly do that bad for me. Like people say it sucks, but it's like
Dude.
at the time people are curious about what it is. So they're gonna watch anyway. And that's something that me and Pizza spoke about before IW, because they're like, people probably might not like IW zombies that much. And it's like it doesn't matter because as you can tell with Spaceland and how that was received, people watch simply because they're intrigued on what it is rather than them being interested. And if they are interested, then they just watch more.
That's a really good point. That in Infinity Ward Zombies is like the extinction of this era.
It is.
Because, dude, I remember, man, you were like one of the biggest competitors in the Extinction days because not
Yeah,
many people posted. It
some
was
people
like
would say I was the biggest channel for Extinction. It's like this is so weird.
the biggest Call of Duty Extinction YouTuber. What a honor to be.
I know, right? But honestly, like looking back at Extinction, it wasn't that bad. The only issue is it doesn't have replayability. It's like a campaign mission almost. Once you've done it, that's it. There's no like free roam aspect or for you to like go and play it as you wish like you can in Zombies.
Yeah, man, it's so weird that you bring that up because I played Extinction yesterday.
Hmm,
Yeah,
you did?
I just felt
What
like
map?
playing Extinction. I played Point of Contact and
The
Nightfall.
OG map.
Yeah,
Those
so
those were two very good
so
maps.
Point of Contact was a great map to get people into it.
Yeah,
And I went back. I can play through it and beat it my first try. It's really not that hard.
yeah.
And that was fine. Only problem I really find with that is they didn't have a pause in solo, which is
Yeah.
what are you doing? But anyways, especially because you basically go through each area and each area takes like 20 minutes, and
Hmm.
between each area you can't stop
Yeah,
because
there's
the
no
aliens just
pause
keep
at all.
coming. Yeah. So that was a little bit of an issue. But then I played Nightfall, man. I tried it twice. I couldn't get past that first time when you take on the spider, the big spider?
Yeah, I think it's called the Breeder. I don't know
Yes.
why I remember this, but
Yes,
yeah.
it is called the
Yep.
Breeder. I couldn't beat that first fight against them. And I
Yeah,
said,
on solo, that's pretty tricky to do.
yeah, it was really funny actually because I was trying to play that map and I'm like, man, I don't know how to beat this. I'm gonna YouTube a guide. My
Oh
own
dear.
guide came up first.
Oh wow,
I
really?
was like, yeah, I Googled a solo strategy for that map, and I was the only person that posted a solo strategy.
Wow.
So I
That
said,
says a
okay.
lot
I
about
said,
what back then.
and the thing is I do my best to make guides, but I know how wrong I could be because it's just the experience of one person playing, and there's so
Hmm.
many different strategies you could use, and I'm just watching myself. Okay, Patrick, this might be right, but I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, Extinction was a weird time. It's a very weird
It was
time.
weird because we just come off Origins and we're like, wow, we just got this like, oh, we absolutely hated this, but we want more zombies. And then it's like you give us aliens, which at first people were like, oh my God, this is gonna be so cool if it's like zombies but with aliens. And then it's like it's not what we expected at all. But I think it was a great experimental mode, and I'm a little bit sad that IW never went with it and decided to go with zombies. But I'm sure that wasn't a decision that they made.
Yeah, I'm sure Activision just said you need to do zombies because Extinction didn't do well, and we need to sell DLC.
That's exactly
Um,
it.
but
Literally
yeah,
exactly it.
yeah. But going back to that whole tangent we kind of went on off of, like in zombies, you kind of dredge through the down points, and
Hmm.
when zombies comes back, especially for Black Ops 3, it's this reward almost. And I feel
Yeah.
like I think both of us are pretty good examples. Is we did the time throughout that, and when Black Ops 3 started, we were like some of the biggest guys to just
Smash
keep the
out
train rolling.
anything.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
already had the momentum going. Whereas I mean. A lot of people, I think Pizza's a great example. He started
Mm.
right before Black Ops 3, I think, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it took him a bit to get the momentum rolling, but when you already have the momentum,
It just helps the momentum
yeah,
just roll even more.
yeah, day one just goes, man. I remember I was so sad when Shadows dropped because I ordered from two different places trying
Hmm.
to get an early copy,
Yeah.
and both failed me. I was
Really?
so sad, man. Yeah, I was Skype Lex and watch him play because I was trying to figure out the map.
Oh my God. I remember like that sort of times just before the game came out and people started getting copies in the world and we're seeing like little Instagram clips and stuff. And it's like, whoa, this looks so ridiculously different and cool. And then I remember it was me and Liam for the winter. Don't know how we found it, but we found this guy in Dubai that had copies. For some reason, Dubai was the place that had all of the European copies early, and we were like, "There's no way we can get this game early." And like, there's people that have it, and we're like, "Can we trust them?" And then we had the guy on WhatsApp, and he's sending us pictures of him at the actual like shipping company place, like signing all these letters, packing them all up. I remember picking that up, and I was so excited. I remember I was so damn excited. And then we also had the Giant, but the code didn't work. And then a
Right.
day before release, the Giant worked, and we were so excited.
Yeah, man. That was a good day. That was a
Yeah.
great day. I remember for me, I was streaming the Giant, and that was when nobody streamed. So, like, if you posted a live stream, it was like guaranteed to get 500,000 views. And I think that
Yeah.
one got like 2 or 3 million, which is crazy
Wow.
because at the time,
Jeez.
yeah, it had. I remember streaming and I had 4,500 viewers, which is a good amount of viewers, but at the time was like 3 times more than I'd ever had because I didn't
Yeah.
stream much. And
hmm
I was sitting here like, oh my God, there's so many people watching me right now. But I
Oh
was
my
also
God.
so excited because I'm finally, like, I've been playing Black Ops 2 for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Finally, this is a new zombies map. And it was just, dude, that the whole week, the weekend, because it was like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Yeah.
Sunday
I
thing.
remember. Yeah. I remember that.
Wasn't that awesome, man? It
That
just,
was. It was so good.
yeah, it was
Got so
just,
little sleep, but it was so worth it.
oh, it was so worth it. I remember like going to bed on Sunday night and just thinking, man, that was a great weekend.
hmm
Just in terms of the channel doing well and zombies. Oh, dude, it was, yeah,
I had a
nostalgia.
very similar moment, like when you mentioned about how many viewers you had for the Giant. Like back in that time, if anyone's curious, I only really started streaming because I realized it's just so easy to just get that instant like audience watching. But I didn't really have a good internet connection at the time to be able to stream well because I remember I've done streams on like YouTube years ago, but the whole streaming platform's changed completely since then. It's so much better. And it was Revelations. I think it was a time where all the American dudes went to bed, so there was no one searching for the Easter egg, and it was about maybe 8 or 9 a.m. UK time. So that's like 4 or 5 a.m. Eastern, which is pretty damn like late slash early. And we find the first reel, and I hit 56,000 viewers on the stream.
Oh my
I
God.
legit could not believe it. I was like, this is without doubt the most ridiculous thing I've ever witnessed in my life. Like,
Wow.
I remember Drifter tweeting out, so I woke up this morning seeing if anyone was streaming Black Ops 3, dot, dot, dot. And it's an image of like YouTube gaming, and it's me and Milo, and it's retarded viewing numbers. I was like, and then we got the first reel, and everyone was just, that's like games like Black Ops 3 and those specific moments are things which we're going to remember for a very long time. It's like stuff like that is just, you can't forget that.
Yeah, and that was the thing that was so cool about Revelations was everyone was streaming, and I remember I think Chucky was the another guy. He did like 10,000 subscribers in a day, which for
Yeah.
him was unheard of
He
because
was
he did the
super
exact same
smart.
thing.
He
Yeah,
streamed when no one else was streaming.
yeah,
I was like, he was talking to me about it, and I was like, well, it could work, but then a lot of people might not be on YouTube to watch. But I mean, you can do what you want, man, and it obviously worked out for him.
yeah. Man, isn't it crazy where Chucky's at now? Like I know you're good friends with him,
Yeah.
and I just
I
remember
sometimes forget he even has that channel.
right? Yeah, like at the Z House, he started Nexus, and I just remember him stressing, man, I got to get a video out for this, and I got to do my
Yeah.
own channel and all this stuff. And then when we left Z House and got back together to record some videos in October, he goes, guys, I think this video is going viral. And then the next day he wakes up, oh my God, it did 1 million. It's 1 million real time views.
Oh my God.
And that was the moment for him where that video basically blew up. And for then, man,
It
he's
solidified Nexus.
he has been killing it.
Yeah,
I
like it's
cannot believe it.
ridiculous. Like back in the like I think it was like September, October, I'm like, Chucky, why are you throwing away this zombie channel that you've got? Like you've spent so long at the Z House growing and like establishing yourself in the community. Why would you just throw it away for Nexus? But now I kind of understand. I still don't think he should have done it. I still think he should have maintained it.
Well, that's something I feel strongly about is I don't think you should ever stop completely uploading to your channel because
Yeah, that
like
will
even if
harm it.
yeah, even if you're only going to do it once every 2 weeks, just check in with your subs and just say, "Hey guys," because when you just disappear like that, people forget about you really easily.
Yeah,
And
that's the sad world we live in. Like people can
yeah.
just forget about you and just find and replace with someone else.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I know a lot of YouTubers who have done that, who maybe like GTA 5 stuff, they got into GTA 5 and then they try to get back into Black Ops 3. And no, I'm obviously not talking about Noah, but I know someone's going to be like, you're calling out
Yeah,
Noah.
yeah,
No, no,
Noah's
Noah's fine.
Noah's a zombie OG. I
Yeah, no.
remember he blew up during Buried because he was posting videos on stuff that I like on things I've never seen before, but his thumbnails were atrocious. Like they were so bad. I like feel free to tweet him about this and tease him if you want. But he had like an orangey yellow background, and he just have the ugliest cutout of something and some ugly text. I don't think he's improved much over the years. But shh, I didn't say anything.
Shots at Noah.
Pew, 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 pew.
Shots all the way from England to Texas, man.
I know.
Was it? It was like this like the gradient, so it would be like two different colors, like a yellow and a red, kind of making a circle, right?
That's it. That's the one.
And then like some cutout of a zombie or something like that. I mean, I think a lot of people did that, but that was the classic like terrible thumbnail that YouTubers did for a while. And then, yeah, I remember Noah. Definitely, I remember Noah when he just started, like at the start of Black Ops 2, and he had a couple thousand subscribers, back when I had maybe 200 or 300.
Wow.
And it's so weird, man, because
I don't know what to think about.
Yeah, like I knew
we were
all
ever
of you
that.
guys. Yeah, I knew all of you guys before I met you, and it's weird to like now meet you and like just chat as friends and stuff. But I remember Noah, and did you remember a guy? It was AU Kronos.
Ah, yeah, I remember that.
And he uploaded.
He was like an Australian guy, wasn't he?
And
he's like, "What's up, guys? It's Kronos."
Yes, he streamed, man. He did a stream which no one streamed in Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
And it got 1 million views so quickly, and he blew up from there. And I just remember thinking, like looking back, man, if I had streamed, I mean, I guess Syndicate was the guy that did the Black Ops
Syndicate
2 streams.
Smashed streams, man. Like that Nuketown.
Oh my god.
I honestly tempted to go look up some of these viewing figures now, but he would stream so much. I remember he done like a Mob of the Dead, like round 50 or like maybe like round 100. They got millions of views as well.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous to think back then.
The thing about Black Ops 2 Zombies versus Black Ops 3 is I feel like there was a similar sized community, but Black Ops 2, there wasn't zombies YouTubers, right? There was Syndicate. Well, he was a zombies YouTuber, I guess. But and then like Ali A was the other guy that always crushed zombies. He would upload
he
like
killed
10,
it.
20-part things, and those would go big. CNanners actually did zombies, and he had a couple ones with millions of views.
I've been seeing the same video for years. There's two actually. There's one where he's breaking out of Alcatraz, and the thumbnail's like him through the wall, and the other is like a zombie with a bus hat on, and it's like red,
and it's got a ticket.
That's it. Yeah,
it's got a ticket. It's like admit one. Yes. But yeah, that Syndicate stream, I actually watched that one that blew up, that got like 14 million views.
I remember watching it as well. I'm looking now. Town 4 million, like not bad at all. Round 36 on Nuketown 16 million. Then here's the crazy thing. I remember watching this Origins live stream 11 million.
Oh my god, man.
Buried 3 million. Mob 6. Wow. Oh my.
Dude, I swear Ali A had like a 20 it's like his most viewed video is a zombie video or something like that. I'm gonna look.
I know you uploaded I know you had like loads of parts for Origins.
Okay.
And every part just blew up.
Yeah, so It Begins, Buried Zombies with Ali A, 15.5 million views.
What? What?
I
How?
think that's more than like any Black Ops 3 Zombies YouTuber ever.
Yeah, I've not seen anything from Black Ops 3 get 15 million, let alone
No.
10 million.
And that's the thing, man, is because I feel like the community, there's finally a community of people, and that those views have kind of dispersed a
Yeah,
little bit, maybe.
I would happily agree with that. Yeah, like my Origins Easter egg guide is on like almost 4 million views. That's the most viewed video I've ever had on my channel. But there's no
Nice.
way in hell any Easter egg guide from me nowadays would beat that because there's so many people making Easter egg guides, which I'm fine. I'm fine with. Like that's just the way things are.
Hey, what is
Yeah.
up?
Yeah, I
Yeah. I
definitely
mean,
agree. Everyone's dispersed. They watch from loads of different people rather than just what we had back in the day. It was just a few people, like a handful.
right. I think Vanos, someone pointed out, Vanos has a zombies video with 20 million.
Oh,
Zombie
jeez.
library. And apparently
That's a custom
Origins.
map as well.
Yeah, a custom map, man. And that's something I feel like people don't give a lot of credit to Vanos, but he's actually someone that has. I feel like he's grown the zombies community a lot.
He definitely has. He's grown like a zombies community that didn't necessarily be interested in playing it. It's opened their eyes to like mods and seeing how you can have fun with your friends and just mess around.
Yeah, because people like Vanos for Vanos and his personality. And then he plays zombies, and someone goes, "Oh, I want to see more people play this because I like what he does." And then, oh, I'm going to search Black Ops 3 Zombies, and then you find, someone like yourself, and then they subscribe, and now they're part of the zombies community. So,
That's very true. I've never thought of it like that.
yeah, man, he definitely made it bigger
Of course, yeah.
unintentionally, but
I think he's made everything bigger unintentionally.
yeah, yeah,
Like
that's
stuff like
that,
Gary's mod and all these other like PC games as well.
that's true, man. Dude, he's do you know he's Canadian?
Yeah.
Real
He's Canadian, yeah.
Funny fact about him, actually. At the Canadian like YouTuber space,
Mm-hmm.
he's nowhere's to be seen. There's like there's a little board of YouTuber logos, and that's the only place he's on. Like my logo's on it, and
What?
yeah, they have all these beauty makeup vloggers and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff on these huge big posters, like 10 feet tall. And Vanos, when I was there, was just nowhere's to be seen.
When Vanos is getting so many more views and influence than them.
It's because he's gaming, man.
Don't know what they don't like about gaming.
Yeah, did you see this stuff about the age gating and
Oh
how?
man, I could talk about this for a whole hour.
Yeah,
I've seen it and it is so irritating. Like it's obviously it's not 100% confirmed if it exists, but I have an inkling to say it does because if you think back in the day, like let's say for instance, like let's use Ali as an example of some of his Call of Duty videos, you would always see Call of Duty videos from him in recommended, always. And now his videos do nowhere near as good, and I feel partly that is of this YouTube age gate.
Yeah, so like if people don't know what we're talking about, it's basically if your video so if you play a game that is rated 18 plus, this is my understanding of it anyways. There's this setting on YouTube where you can go restricted mode where it won't show inappropriate content, which I think of, I don't know, way worse stuff than Call of Duty.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
anyways, it's a game that's rated 18 plus. So, for example, if you go to my channel, I've done a few Pokemon videos, but the rest is, and even if it's not a Call of Duty video, my tags just, I have Call of Duty in as a default. So I
Yeah.
could just have a video of me sitting here talking, and I have the tag Call of Duty in it, and that video is age gated because not age gated,
Not
but
age gated, but it's
you can't watch it if it's,
automatically age restricted
yeah, and that's
without
what's
there
so
being a
weird.
restriction physically.
Right, because they already have age restriction. If it's inappropriate, things get age gated, or like a real age gate. But
Yeah.
to add this thing in where it seems like they're just I don't understand it, man. I really don't get it.
I don't get it either. It's like if you look at some channels that post Pokemon, like you said, like Pokemon Go, for instance, I think it literally is certain words. Like Pokemon was in the title, Pokemon's not blocked. Minecraft's not blocked. But as soon as Call of Duty, just because it's like a mature rated game, bam, no, you're not on there anymore. But the scary thing is the fact that no recommended videos from you at all are there because they think it's inappropriate. when they search for videos on the search box, your channel doesn't even pop up.
That is scary.
Like literally
If
hidden in
is
plain sight.
is that like confirmed that that's how it works, or?
Well, if you use the restricted mode and you
Oh,
search, you don't even see it. You'll see
gotcha.
like fake channels or videos that have your name included in the tags or title, but not your own actual videos.
Right. Do you know a Team Epiphany? He's a GTA YouTuber.
Yep.
So I was actually talking to him when I was in London, actually, like a month ago.
I
And
remember. Raven the
yes,
Redwoods came out.
yes.
Yeah.
And he was saying this, he had already been running into this issue. I mean, he's a channel with almost, I think he hit 2 million subscribers, and he would stream GTA and only get like 500 live viewers. And
Hmm.
basically, he was saying what had happened was his live page or whatever, his live streams had got
Yeah.
age gated.
Wow.
So basically, you couldn't watch his live streams unless you were 18, and they wouldn't show up in subscriber sub boxes. So this channel that's huge, he's doing really well. His live streams just took a huge dip, and he went to YouTube and said, listen, there's a problem, and YouTube's likely to just say, well, no, your channel's just doing bad, like get better, scrub, or whatever.
Get
And
good.
yeah, exactly. And then he said he made like a 5-page report on it all, and showed them this, like he had dates and all the analytics, and then all of a sudden it just drops one day. And he said, okay, we'll
Wow.
explain this then. Why did this happen? So I was actually talking about to a YouTube guy yesterday, and I asked him about the whole sub box thing, because I've heard people saying that if you upload a video and it doesn't do good,
Hmm.
the video next day is less likely to do good as well.
Really?
So I talked about with another YouTuber, Mystic7, about this. He's a Pokemon Go guy,
Okay.
and he was the one that first pointed it out to me. And I kind of tried it out like with these Pokemon videos. I was like, okay, well, at least I'll know. I mean, it's hard to say, but the video, I did a Pokemon video and it did like half my normal views,
Hmm.
and the next few videos did worse. So I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but
Yeah.
this has
I feel
also been.
like.
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
on.
I was just gonna say this has also been during this whole time of all this weird age gating stuff going on. So
It's a weird coincidence.
yeah,
Yeah. It's like I feel it's more it's like personal on each channel. Like some people have these like myths in their head that certain things happen and if a video does bad then XYZ. Like I have like some weird agenda against the YouTube Studio app. I'm like I'm not going to make a video public or schedule it because I don't trust it. I will make it public by team viewing my PC and making it live. It might not make a difference, but I just have this personal vendetta in my head that it won't do as well if I use the Studio app or schedule it.
hmm.
And there's other people that say it's absolutely fine. So again, it is just look, it's just weird things that may or may not actually be true,
I
but we
think
just tend to go with it anyway.
all YouTubers have their superstitions.
Of course they
That's
do.
an interesting one. I've never heard that. For me, uh, I try to stream at the same time as often as I can. So if I stream
Yeah.
at 6 Eastern, I try to
Hmm.
stream at 6 as often as I can.
Yeah.
I have no idea if that's true, if that works at all. Probably not. Um, I don't think I have anything else though, as far as superstitions go. But
Like
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I guess since we've been around for so long, we've worked out what's the best time to upload, and I will never upload after a certain time. Like my ideal upload's 9:30 UK time,
That makes
and if
sense.
it's any later, like I'll do 10 at max. If it's any later, I know the video won't do as good, so I purposely put it off until the next day. It
Huh.
it might do good still. If it's like a world exclusive thing, it might do good still, but I tend to not risk it because I know it will do better if I wait the next day. But again, that could be a thing in my head.
Yeah, well, I guess it's different being in the UK because you have a I'm sure you have a much bigger UK audience than I do, and uh, for me, my time I don't really sorry UK people, but my main audience, okay, 60 or 70% of my audience is US, Mexico, and Canada.
You'd be
So
surprised. 60% of my audience is US, Mexico, and
okay,
Canada.
yeah. So there you go.
Yeah,
So I mean that's my biggest audience, obviously. So I try to cater to them just because it's more
same.
people, of course.
Yeah.
So I like to do 6 Eastern stream
Okay.
because if you're a UK, like 11,
It's a
if you,
little, it's a
yeah,
little late, but for those that are weirdly not age gated and old enough to be up still on YouTube, they probably will watch.
yeah, on the other hand, the West Coast, California is my most viewed state,
Hmm.
in
Okay.
the U.S. So on the other side, I don't want to stream any earlier than that because if it's 6 at Eastern, that's only 3 on the West Coast,
Yeah.
and I feel bad for those people because there is more of them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
want to hit the most people you can. And then someone says, "How about Australia, dude?" I don't even know what the Australia time zone is. I
Uh,
just know I stream in the
it's
morning Australia.
crazy.
Yeah.
Every time I stream, they're like, "Whoa, I'm waking up." Like for my time, I feel since there's like a show that comes on every like December time, which is set in Australia, they show it at 9 p.m. here, which is 7 a.m. there. So that's
Whoa.
like trying to work that out. Why is my brain not being able to comprehend this? It's like that's a 10-hour difference for UK time.
So that's like 14 hours for me.
Yeah, so either way, there Australians are watching our streams either very early in the morning or very late at night. Super late.
Whoa. That's like really mind blowing.
I know, right?
14 hours. So yeah. So people it's almost noon there.
Yeah. I know like one Australian YouTuber, and every time I wake up at like maybe 11 or midday and see he's uploaded, I'm like, Jesus, that's early. And I'm like, hang on a moment, that's evening time in Australia, so that's perfectly normal.
Right, right. So I gotta wrap this up because I gotta go do another stream. But
Sure.
real quick, I wanted to just ask you this, and I haven't had the opportunity. Okay, you're really big into Five Guys.
Yes.
We can confirm that.
I had one yesterday, as a matter of
Okay,
fact.
so are there multiple Five Guys in London, or is there only one, or what's the deal with Five Guys in London?
Okay, so Five Guys in London, particularly where you went, there was one right near YouTube Space. You should have
Yes,
spotted it, yeah.
dude, it was probably a minute from my hotel.
Yeah, it's super close. I can like YouTube's like there, and then Five Guys is like there. Like
Yeah.
YouTube's like road there, Five Guys are there. So in London, there's probably about six.
Oh, okay.
There's like one where you were, then there's like one more near like Leicester Square-ish. There's one in a massive shopping centre. You've probably heard of it, Westfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one in there, and then there's some others like just dotted around. But like, I don't live in London, but lucky enough, my town got one installed. So I was like, it's like
Oh,
15 minutes away, walk, which is a 5 minute drive. So
gotcha.
it's so tempting. If it wasn't so close, I wouldn't go as often.
Okay, see, I thought that you actually lived in London or like London area.
It's basically, it was
But
more or
yeah,
less. It's like so close to it. It basically is. Like I still have the tube, so
right.
kind
Okay,
of
okay.
technically means I am still kinda.
Gotcha, gotcha. Um, London's big, man.
Yeah.
That was my first time there, and honestly, I liked visiting London,
Hmm.
but I live in a pretty small town, and it was just overwhelming. I mean, I've been to New
Really?
York, which was also overwhelming. I'm
Yeah.
fine with LA, but
Love
London,
LA.
man, oh my God, yeah, LA
London's
is
a
nice.
London's an adjustment, I'd say that. Like New York, uh, literally felt like an American London.
Yeah, yeah, they're very similar.
No one else agrees, but I do. That's
Oh,
what I always
dude.
tell them.
I mean, different, right? Like London has its quirks and New York has its quirks. But
Of course.
from my perspective of living when I grew up in a town of 20,000 people. So I was in New York and I just remember feeling, okay, I am in I am nowhere as close to any nature,
Right.
right? And that's the same way I felt in London. Where I live now, I can look out my back porch and see for like a mile. It's just it's just like a plain of farmer fields.
Okay.
So it's a different vibe for me. But LA is a little more spread out. That whole like Santa
Yeah.
Monica area.
I love
I'm cool
LA,
with that.
man. It's the
Yeah.
fact that you're so close to the sea, the beach, then you've got mountains, then you've got a city. Like that's like goals. That's like heaven, in my opinion. It's like everything you've ever wanted just merged into one amazing place, and the
And
weather as well.
it's sunny. There's no rain. There's
Exactly.
no snow.
Yeah.
Ah, dude, yeah. You gotta. If I'm not saying the Z House is happening, but if there is to be a Z House,
Hmm.
you're gonna have to come through again because that was a lot of
Of
fun.
course. I'm gonna
Yeah.
slide up. I'm gonna stay longer.
Yeah.
One night was not enough.
Yeah, I think we want to maybe get some guests to like come in. But again, this is all just this. Actually, I shouldn't
Speculation.
even be saying this. This is like what
Yeah.
I have in my head. Like, yeah, we should get some guys to come out. I haven't run this by anyone, but it
Hmm.
was cool when you and Noah came, as well as when Milo came, and you know, be exciting.
I'm definitely be down for that.
Yeah, and I mean,
Love to.
I'm sure you'll be out at some point, going to some sort of event or something.
Yeah, so I'll just slide through. Hopefully it's
Yeah.
not as far as where it was last time, 'cause that was a long
Yeah,
drive.
we were very far out of LA. We were about
Yeah,
a 2 hour drive, which was I liked it because we could get so close to the beach, but at the same
true. Yeah.
time it was
It had its ups and downs. It's a bit like living near London, but not quite.
yeah,
Like where I am is like perfect. I wouldn't want to be further because then it'd take even longer to get into London.
right, yeah, and the traffic in London's really bad.
Oh, man, just not even bother. Like I can drive, but I've never once driven into London because it honestly sounds like my worst nightmare.
Yeah,
And the transport's so good anyway. You just get the train or a tube or a bus.
right, yeah. All right, man. Well, I got to stream, so I think we're gonna have to wrap this up.
Go for it. You
But
got to do what you got to do.
the long awaited podcast. We've finally done this.
Yeah,
This is the
we need to
first
do
one.
more. We need
Yeah,
to do
dude,
more
I'd
of this,
love
you
to have
know.
you on. And if you come to the Z House, I'm gonna try to set up like I don't want to say a studio, but like a little thing where I can do them in real life, so we could like be
Oh,
face to face with each other. You know?
that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'm
That's a
excited
great
for that.
idea.
I think that'll be a lot of fun. So, um, yeah, guys, I'm sure most of you are probably already subscribed to Dalek, but if you're not, you should go subscribe to him. And if you like Galils, right?
If you like Galils, you're gonna see someone struggle for nearly 3 hours to get one, and then he finally gets one.
Yes. So yeah,
Entertainment at its finest.
exactly. Dalek's channel is down in the description if you want to go subscribe to him. We're on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud. Thank you guys for another episode. That was 127. So there we
Ooh.
go. Have a good weekend, guys, and we'll see you next week. Peace.